Okay, so this is solving a system of equations by graphing. And do you remember like substitution and elimination? Do you ever doing that? So it'll be something like 3x plus 2y equals 7, and maybe like 5x minus 2y equals 10, and then you start going like this. And you solve for x, and you plug it back in, and you solve for y. Remember that? Mm-hmm. Okay, so do you know what the point of that is?
To get the x-intercept?
So for this type of equation, which is on a different lesson, but kind of related, it's like the prerequisite kind of in understanding this one, is this is a linear equation. So this is y equals mx plus b.
Yeah.
It's just in a different, like written in a different way, because you can get y by itself, and then you can have this in y equals mx plus b. And this is also in y equals mx. This is also a linear equation as well. And when you do what we were doing through elimination, you're going to get an x, and then you're going to get a y. And what you're finding is the point of intersection. That coordinate is where one line intersects the other line. That's the point that they have in common.
Okay.
Okay? All right, with these guys, you're not going to find a point that they have in common. You're going to find an area that they have in common. All right, so this is, you can still think of it as a linear equation. You just have to shade it instead of like, it's just one extra step. You shade it. And same thing with this one. All right, so in fact, both of them are written in y equals mx plus b form. So for this one here, I'm going to go ahead and I'll write it right here as, I'm going to ignore this for now. And I'm just going to write it as
equal.
Y equals 4x minus 6. All right, so how do I graph that?
You do your y-intercept, which is -6,
Good.
and then you do a 4 over 1.
All right, so you get your y-intercept as -6, and then a 4, 1, so we're here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. All right. Oh, and are we dotted or solid? And the way you can tell if the
solid.
line, well, how do you know?
Because it has the line underneath.
Yeah. Yeah, because of that guy.
Yeah.
Right. Otherwise, it'd be a dashed line. Okay. And you see how this is less than?
Yeah.
All right. So that means
it's going to shade underneath.
You're going to shade underneath. You're going to shade down, downward. So all this. Watch it change colors. All right. Now we do the other one. So wait. So well, let's change this to like, because we actually acknowledged the less than or equal to. All right. So this one here, I'm going to write it as y what?
Equals -10x plus 9.
Okay. So what do we do?
Plot the positive 9.
Good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Then what do we do?
Down 10 over 1.
Down 10 over to the right or down 10 over to the left? Yes. No. No. Because if it's down 10 over to the negative, then that's a negative divided by negative, which is a positive, but that's a negative.
So it's over to the right.
So you can either think of it, you can think of one of two ways. So you basically have, well, first of all, you should always assume that the negative belongs to the numerator.
Okay.
So it should be -10 over +1. But you could do it as 10 over -1. You could do that because here, what is a negative divided by a positive?
Negative.
Negative, so that's still negative. And here, was it a positive divided by negative?
Negative.
Negative. So it's actually going to work either way. But I just assume that the negative belongs to the top.
Okay.
Okay, so you want -10. So that means you go down 10, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you're going to go in the positive 1 direction. I already lost my place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So is it positive 1 right or left?
Right.
Right. Which is right there. All right, so we connect those. Is it solid or?
Solid because it has. Oh no, it's dotted.
It's dotted, right?
Makeshift.
I don't know. There's a dotted feature. Okay. This is definitely now it's gonna look like terrible. Okay.
So now you're gonna for that because it's greater than, you're gonna shade above.
Correct. So it's greater than, we're going to shade above. But let's actually think about this. So we're going to shade, we want to shade all of this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But the final answer is actually going to be the overlap.
Yeah.
Right?
So can I say with the overlap?
Yeah.
There.
No, because is there any, so let's see how to do this. This area is not the overlap because it doesn't have any yellow in it. Right?
So then it's just like that, where the green and the yellow are
Yes.
over each other.
Yes. So it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be this part. That's what they have in common.
Yeah.
Okay? And just so you can kind of get an idea of what you're doing, like pick a point that's like in there, like just a coordinate, like something comma something.
4,6.
All right, 4, 6. All right, so let's see if 4, 6 makes this true and also makes this true.
Okay.
All right, so we'll start with the one down here. So what do I plug in for the y?
6.
6. So 6 is less than or equal to
16.
4 times that new 4 minus 6. So 6 is less than or equal to 16 minus 6.
Which is 10.
And is 6 less than or equal to 10?
Yes.
Yes. Then you plug 4, 6 into this one up here, which the sign actually goes this way. All right, so 6 is greater than or equal to negative 10 times.
Plus 9? Oh my gosh.
What goes right there? So I plug in the 6, 4, plus 9, right?
Yeah, so negative 40.
So,
So
negative.
6 is greater than or equal to negative 40, which is true.
Or it's negative 40 plus 9, which is negative 31.
Yes.
6 is greater than or equal to negative 3, which is true. So any of
those will be true when you plug them into the equation.
Yes, anything that point or anything here, this will be false.
Okay.
That you'll get like as like 5 is less than 0 kind of a thing.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. I felt like I was on typing. Oh, back to the slope business. So you remember I said like the preferred way of doing things is just have the negative go to the top, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You could have it go to the bottom. And see how we ended up, what did we do? We had a y-intercept of 9, right? And if we decided to do it not this way, but this way, we decided to do it this way. The way that we actually did it was this way, right? We had the negative going up. So let's say you want to do it this way. So that means you would do what to get your next point?
What do you mean?
Well,
Like how you plot it?
here we did down 9 and then to the right 1. Here, we
could do
we would have to do what?
up 10
Up 10.
and over to the left 1.
Yes, and I don't want to do it, but you do up 10 over to the left, it's going to land right on that line.
Okay.
It'll work either way.
Okay.
Okay. And this is the next one. And I put this here for a reason. Because of this guy right here. Do you know how to graph y equals 6?
It'd be on the line of y.
Is it going to end up being a side-by-side line or an up and down line?
Side by side.
All right, side by side. And where do I plot it?
On y.
Y equals what?
6.
Good. You know something that like 90% of high schoolers don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, this messes up a lot of people. I think. Did we go over that? Did we go over that together? I think we might have. I remember learning that like on a test. I'm like, this is a thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Dotted or solid?
Solid.
Solid. All right. And as far as shading goes,
It goes up.
up. All right. One down. So I have y is less than or equal to negative 7x plus 4.
We're going to plot the positive 4.
Good. So up 4?
Yes. 1,
1, 2, 3, 4. All right.
And then we're going to go down 7 and to the right over 1.
Good. Because it's like that.
Yeah.
All right. So down 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Over to the right 1.
And it's going to be a solid line.
Okay. Yeah, solid line. All right, so they're both solid. And how do I shade the second one? The new one.
Down. So towards the negatives.
Yes. So down, like that. And when I'm actually doing these types of problems, I wouldn't even shade this part. To me, it just confuses things. I want the overlap.
Yeah.
Ignore, ignore, ignore. Now I'm shading.
Okay.
Right? So I'll do it like this just so you can kind of see it. But like if I was actually doing it with pencil, sometimes when you have all these colors and stuff, it just kind of complicates things. So the answer is here.
Yeah.
What's that?
Cool.
Any questions?